Hello everyone. I'm going to show off the ingredients list of the stir fry that I'm going to make. Well, the fried rice. It's combo fried rice, Japanese style. Okay. I just got frozen peas and carrots. It's about 8 ounces for the amount of rice we're making. Or half a bag of frozen peas and carrots. These are like thin sliced pork chops. I only used 2 of them for this. You don't want to use too much meat because we have 3 different types of meat. You don't want to use too much of it, otherwise it won't all cook properly and all the ingredients and stuff will be kind of overshadowed by meat. This is 1 zucchini I cut into cubes. This one's not so cubey. There we go, that's better. I found in my fridge that I happen to have several poblanos. This is 1 poblano pepper cut into little squares. Now these could be kind of hot for some people, that's why I only used 1. This is 1/4, well actually it's close to about 1/3 of 1 large white onion. I chopped that up into little squares as well. These happens to be 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts, which I cut into chunks. And then this is 3 small pieces of steak that I, again, just cut into little chunks. And this, before I cooked it, this was about 3.5 pounds of rice. I will probably end up using it all in this recipe. Here's 3 eggs. I've had them whisked because I'm going to scramble these, and I just like using eggs in my fried rice. Sesame oil, I use this to season it, plus you need oil when you do some, like, stir fry anything anyway. You don't need a lot of oil, by the way, and I'll get to that later. Here's the soy sauce that I like using, the Kimlan brand. And lastly, lemon juice. I just get the big jug of lemon juice because it's less expensive and lemon juice is lemon juice. The first thing we're going to cook is the meat. I like to cook the meat first. Primarily I just brown it. And I make sure it's at pretty high heat. When you stir fry things, you can try to get it done quickly. And I just use a little vegetable oil, and of course a little bit of the sesame oil to taste. And there's a chicken. That's what you want to hear. You want to hear that sizzle. Okay, throw that in the sink for me. Okay, I got 2 turners going in my wok. Basically how I typically like to do it. Okay, now I'll add the soy and the lemon juice. These are the only seasonings, mind you, that I'll be using. It's kind of like very zen, very Japanese. Pick the lemon juice up. Yeah, see how it gets frothy? You want that. It makes its own sauce, and it makes it so good. Too bad you can't smell it, by the way, because even though it's not really, haven't done much with it, it smells very delightful. Delightful, nice. Okay, I'm gonna let it sit just for a little bit. Turn it around again. If you're wondering how you'll know what about it's done, the sauce inside will it'll simmer down, cook itself down. Alright, it's cooked down pretty well, and I'm going to stop this so I can start with the next meat that we're going to throw on. I'm going to just put the meat off to the side. Alright. Add just a little bit more oil. No picking at it, you guys. Okay, I'm going to throw the steak on now. Okay, same as before. I'm going to brown this meat, then add the soy and lemon. Just brown the outside. That's about it. Okay, Raw Brand, hand me that soy. you. Go ahead and open that up and just drizzle it on. I'll tell you when to stop. Right, all over it. More. Just keep it going. Good, that's good. Okay, now the lemon juice, shake it up before you add it. Okay. That ought to be good. Alright. You don't need to add too much of that, just pour. And perfect. Perfect. Now, like I say, same drill. It's going to be kind of frothy at first. Once it simmers down, it's ready to go. Okay, we're adding the pork now. It's cooled down considerably, but it'll warm back up. Pork is a little bit different to work with in here than chicken or beef is. But this is the one I cook all the way through before I throw everything else together. We're going to go with the vegetables now, because then I'm going to throw the rice on top of that. I'm not going to do the zucchini right away, because the zucchini doesn't take any time at all to cook. So, let's start with the onions, the aromatics, if you will. And since these are frozen, they're definitely going to need to take some time to cook. I might as well add that too.
How do you know when the vegetables are done?
Well, vegetables, I don't try to get them done because they're going to constantly be cooking. I just wait until the onions become translucent before I add the zucchini. And by the way, if you notice the meat, all that juice in there, that's going to be used as flavoring as well. I add a little soy. By the way, I'm using white soy sauce. It has less sodium in it and things like that, so it's a little healthier since we're using kind of a large quantity of it. It still tastes perfectly fine, you know. I mean, if you need that extra salt, you can add it yourself. Personally, I don't like cooking with lots of salt because I think it should be up to the person eating the food to decide how much salt to use. Okay. The onions are slowly turning translucent. So I will add the zucchini.
Sorry, folks.
And I'll need Raw Brand, if you wouldn't mind bringing the rice closer to me. Now, with such a large quantity of rice, I'm not going to be able to do everything in this one little wok at the same time, so I'll have to do it in batches. But I'll spare you that. You won't have to see all that. Just basically just the basic procedure about how I go about using this for doing, to cook this fried rice. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Okay, I removed some of the vegetables, leaving some of the less cooked vegetables on the top. I'm going to add some rice. Like I said, I do this in sections just because there's just so much rice in such a small wok. I pre-cooked the rice, obviously, and I just let it sit out so it's kind of dry, making it easier to work with and less sticky. So I'm just going to break it up first. Okay. This is not necessarily a neat meal to make, and that it's easy to make a mess, but that's half the fun, isn't it? Can't make art without making a mess. Okay. Now, some people like leaving the rice kind of white like that. I add more soy to it just so it can have a richer flavor. I personally prefer adding more soy. And with soy, I add lemon juice. And then I move it around again. I just kind of, for the most part, I just drizzle. I don't really have like set amount that I would use. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of the meat, starting with this juice. I think I'll add about half of it, as I use about half the rice and half the vegetables. If you're wondering why I haven't done the eggs yet, I do that at the very last minute. I will actually cook the eggs by themselves and then I'll scramble them and then I can mix them into the rice. At least I'm going to do the eggs. Just get it nice and hot as always. And I didn't really use any oil because there's still oil left over. The only oil I did use was the sesame oil. Eggs in, and immediately stop the cap. Pour some soy in, some lemon juice in, and scramble away. When I scramble eggs, I like to just get it all into the center, like that. Let it cook a little bit, and then I'll turn it upside down, you know, and after that, after it's cooked on both sides pretty evenly, I'll just chop it up with these turners. I love cooking eggs in a wok, by the way. Well, that's scrambling anyway. It's so easy. And this is like a non-stick wok, and it's got a great surface, so it's so easy to cook with. And if you've seen my foils of successful dumpster dives video, you'll know that that's where I found this. Why people would throw something like this away, probably because they just don't know how to cook. Okay, that be that. Dump the eggs on the top of the heap and mix well. Okay, well, that's pretty much it. Got my dinner guests. I got Dasha over here and Raw Brand over there. And that's it in a nutshell. Combination fried rice, Japanese style. Bon appetit.